Welcome. Welcome to this transmission that I'm calling Dragons and Thin Veils. This is part 1 of the transmission. Part 2 is going to be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So this is very fresh. I didn't really think I was going to be channeling the dragons today live for everyone, but that is what is present. That is what is coming through. That is what is relevant to discuss today. And I have the Dragon Oracle card deck from Diana Cooper, and Carla Lee Moreau does the art on these. And I just happened to see this morning that Diana Cooper's doggy Venus passed, and I've been really connecting with the dogs I grew up with. I grew up with 3 dogs, and they were all like very significant spirit guides for me in my adolescence and as I was growing up. And I've been connecting with 2 of my dogs. One that only had one eye. We had to remove one of her eyes. And her name was, this is ironic, but her name was Tiny, spelled Tini. So we named her Tiny. She was a Maltese. We named her Tiny, and then we ended up having to remove one of her eyes, but her name had 2 eyes in it because I really wanted to name her Tiny, spelled Tini. I'm not sure why I'm telling this story. But I basically saw, I saw in the clouds the other day, like an image of Tiny, and I felt her presence, and it was in the clouds for maybe a split second. I tried to take a picture. I did show my family members. They kind of saw it was a little bit of a duh. So it was very much of a spiritual connection. And what I'm being shown right now is that dogs, this is interesting. They're showing me that dogs and dragons share some DNA. Don't really know what to do with that, and I'm not going to try, but it came through, so I'm sharing it. So the reason that I wanted to bring dragons, the energy of the dragons, and the energy of thinning veils or thin veils, most of you know that on October 31st, that is the thinnest the veils get through the year. So that's why there's so much, I'll say, collective human hype around the date. It's because that is the thinnest the veils get. They're showing me too that after October 31st, the veils will start to come back about. But they're showing me that this is my spirit guides that I have in my consciousness. They work with me mostly through clairvoyance. Although sometimes it's a claircognizance, and then I don't really have much I can channel on it because it just happens and I don't have much I can say. But what they're showing me is that September, October, November, December, this is kind of a period of time. And they're showing it to me as a peak. So they're showing me kind of like a bell curve. They're showing me it goes kind of like that. So it starts in September, like where the veils start to thin. Welcome, welcome. I've only been at it for 4 years, so I could use your support today. I'd like to learn from you. We're all here to learn from each other. But so this bell curve, they're showing me it peaks on October 31st, and then it'll kind of subside. And I'm just asking, they're just saying that this is for the collective consciousness. So not necessarily for you in particular. You may operate with a little bit of a different functionality when it comes to the veils. But what they're saying is just basically, what they're showing me is that those of us that are practicing to see beyond the veils or dissolve our own conscious veils, we're really valuable on the earth plane at this time of year, because people that don't typically see beyond the veils are gonna see what they're showing me as their fears. So that's why it might be, we label it spooky season, because people aren't seeing. So what they're showing me about these veils in particular is that they're veils to our subconscious. So what they're showing me is, for the people that experience this time of year as like a very scary thing, typically, and if that's you, I'm glad you're here. You're here, definitely here for a reason. Because what they're saying is, if you're experiencing only the scary stuff at this time of year, that means that your subconscious is housing a lot of fear. Okay. But again, what they're showing me is the way to heal even that. So let's say your subconscious is this trunk or treasure trove of buried fears. The way that you're going to heal them is to face them. I know that's a hard thing to hear. But I'm not here to please your ego. I'm here to help you wake up your soul. So if you're experiencing a lot of fear stuff at this time of year, what is it that needs to be worked on? Can you safely face some of your fear? Can you start journaling? Okay. It feels like these are the dragons. Maybe the seventh dimensional. Yeah, the seventh dimensional dragons. They're showing me journal. They're showing me like pens. And they're showing me, what they're showing me is that society will teach you to avoid your fears. They're saying societal programming will teach you to run from your fears. Don't face your fears. Don't you dare. And they're saying, face your fears. If you have fears, write about them. What are your fears? Hash it out. At least be able to process it. Because the longer you spend running from it, the scarier it's going to get. And Hannah, I didn't read your comment just because anytime someone comes to me and they say, my guides have told me this, it's a hard one to deliver, but I'll try. Whenever people come to me and they say things like, an energy healer told me this, or a channeler told me this, or AI told me this, or my mother told me this, or whenever you find yourself in that energetic of, it's pointing to your own lack of self-trust. Because if you really believe the thing about yourself that you're saying, you would just say, I believe this. So if you were to have it embodied, this thing that was told to you, you wouldn't say it was told to me. So check to see where in life, again, my people pleaser is online and like saying, what are you saying? But it's important because anytime that we're going out in the world and we want, let's say, someone to understand us or to know us, be mindful of the times that you're saying it like from an outer party. Because if you're saying, okay, let's just say, for example, you're saying like an energy healer told me my mission. Hopefully no energy healers are telling you your mission. That is for you to discover first off and foremost. But so if you find yourself presenting to others and you're saying, so-and-so told me this about me, they're saying first go and see, like, do you believe that? So whatever this person like told you or whatever this party told you, like, do you believe that? Like, why are you still carrying on to the need to say someone else said it? And you'll see in this space, like I'm really not here to please you. I'm a real one. I'm going to give it to you real. Okay. Okay, so when what I'm getting this image of is when you go to see someone that's like a seer. You go to see someone that can like see energy. You go to see someone that can see chakras. For example, I can do all these things. Will I convince you that only I can do it and you can't do it yourself? Never. So just be mindful. Be mindful of these practitioners you're working with. Be mindful. Okay. Okay, they're also showing me too, when you see an energy healer, you see a channeler, you see someone in a one-to-one setting and they tell you something. Okay, this is a little bit different than what I was talking about before. But they tell you something that really strikes a chord with you. It really resonates and you're like, yeah, I've always known that, but I never felt, let's say, safe to say it. Or that is something very different. That is going to be a process where you're working through your own ego. So that's why I ask the question I ask, is basically whenever you're presenting something to someone and you're saying it's because someone else said it to you about you. If you want to take it deeper, you want to get some real juicy nuance from the question you're presenting, first ask within yourself like what you believe about it. That would be my guidance. True leaders make better leaders, not followers. I love that, Mama Rose. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Yes. So, and it's also, that's a complex one because that's a complex one. Let's get a dragon, 7. That's a complex one too because what they're showing me is, of course they did. They're showing me that new earth, new human, new earth, new human, new earth, new human. It's much less this model of leaders, followers. It's much more equals, yes. So it's much new earth, new human is more so we all have our skills and talents and things that we're good at. Okay, let's say. But everyone else does too. So it is much more like this new earth that we're moving into, this unity consciousness that we're moving into. It is much less predicated on leader follower. Does this make sense? Because basically, New Earth isn't gonna. So as we're building New Earth, there will be seeming followers, but those followers just haven't worked through the ego layers necessary yet of unworthiness and let's see. Yeah, it's like there's like a lack of confidence, there's a lack of knowingness, there's a lack of self-trust. So that's when you may find yourself in kind of like the follower energy. But if you find yourself in the follower energy, so for example, for this space, in spaces that I participate in, so I take in sometimes activations with JJ's content, Lee Harris's content. Sometimes I watch Emilio Ortiz's podcasts, for example. It's not, when those spaces, the way that they're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, it's a cooperative measure. It's a cooperative, it's a living, breathing transmission. And that's what I would intend for anything I'm offering to be as well. I want this to be a living, breathing transmission. I want this to be a spot that you're visiting, let's say, an energy you're visiting, let's say, to maybe do some mirror work with yourself and do some communing with your inner being in these spaces. So I really don't, my desire isn't for you to take anything I say and take it as fact. The things that I'm saying are resonating are for you. The things that I'm saying and are not resonating are not for you. They're for someone else in the group. It's starting to get really hot. Okay, so probably because I have the fire dragon. No, it's the orange gold dragon from Arcturus. Okay, this is what I'm being shown. This is so interesting. So on astro.com, your natal chart, you can add in stars and comets, and you can see where they show up in your natal chart. It's pretty cool. It's like the next level if you're doing this type of work with yourself. But Arcturus is like right on my sun. Like when I was born, it was like right in alignment with the sun and me and how I was coming in. Okay. So I've got a lot of Arcturian traits, a lot of Arcturian qualities. And I don't know why I said the thing about the birth chart, other than that some of you will probably want to go play with that later or something. You might want to add asteroids, stars, etc., etc. It's pretty fun. Okay, opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future and be a guiding light. The natal chart is so powerful, Hannah. It's so powerful. It really is, because the reason that the natal chart is so powerful is because we're dealing in archetypical energies with the natal chart. So, like your Saturn, that's going to help you understand a little bit about your purpose, your path, your destiny, your dharma. Your Mercury, that's going to tell you a little bit more about your mind and how your mind functions. Your Moon is it's a self-reflection piece. It's going to help you understand your self-reflection and how you are going to see yourself in this life. The Sun is a lot more about you as a human. Your Ascending is a lot more about your higher self. I hope that helps a little bit, because I'm definitely not an astrologer and I don't pretend to be. But my channels through me a lot. My guides channel on it a lot. And I love when they do, because then I'm learning. So the channelings I'm bringing through that I have really embodied, those are fun and I like them and they're fun and they're fine. Okay, they're great. But some of the channelings that come through me that I enjoy the most are the ones that are teaching me something. So that's why sometimes the channeled messages that bring through me that aren't fully embodied yet, those are the ones I really don't remember quite yet. I hope this makes sense. Let's read this. Orange gold. And then some of you might have missed that I mentioned this is part 1. Tomorrow will be part 2 at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Right here, for free. Okay, orange gold. What dimension is this dragon? 7th dimensional. Didn't I say in the beginning 7th dimensional? This is perfect. Okay, 96. Okay, so we're going to get the message from the beautiful Diana Cooper. Arcturus is one of the most advanced star systems in this galaxy and a prototype of Earth's future. Oh, wow. This is important. Okay. Awesome 7th dimensional orange gold dragons from Arcturus come to us when we are ready to become a walking master and help to usher in a new golden age. When a spiritual army of these dragons moves to a place, they stimulate great evolutionary change in all that they touch. They are flowing into Earth now to help us during the exciting years ahead. Thank you, dragons from Arcturus. And then you might just want to, before I read this guidance piece, what I'm seeing is kind of like some of you have your personal dragon and it's kind of coming up to sit with you while you hear this. Some of them are like sitting with you. Some of them are sitting in front of you. Some of them are know that you're going to be scared by them, so they're kind of hanging out a little bit further out. It's funny. Okay. It is not by chance you have incarnated during this extraordinary 20-year period when our planet is undergoing a double-dimensional shift. 3, 4, 5. So the consciousness is really going from 3 to 5. The body is going from 3 to 4. Earth needs spiritual leaders and light bearers. These dragons are blazing their light towards you, for it holds the vision of our fifth dimensional future. Beautiful, Hannah. Okay. Ooh, the dragons, they're a lot. Ooh, they're a lot. I love them so much. Okay. They are inspiring you to do your part for the new golden age on Earth. Receiving this card indicates that it is time to stand in your power and fulfill your destiny. Allow the orange gold dragons from Arcturus to enter your energy fields and breathe into you the vision of Earth as it will be. So let them just breathe this energy maybe into your aura so that you can just see it, witness it. Allow the orange gold dragons from Arcturus to... They will give you the strength, wisdom, and knowledge that you will need for the transformation ahead. You have much to do and many people to help. And a beautiful 7th dimensional orange gold dragon from Arcturus will stay by your side as long as you need it. So even if after we're done sitting here, if you want to stay with these dragons, you absolutely can. Be a guiding beacon to light the way for many. So this is very, very on point with the topic we were just talking about. There is a real need for leaders right now. And all of you are included in this. It's the question I'm getting right now. Are you leading your own life? Honest answers only. Honest answers only and from the heart. Are you leading your own life? Got some no's. Okay. Purple and green in the 9D. Leading it to stagnancy. Interesting. Okay. So we have a mixed bag here. If you feel like you're not leading your life, what would it look like if you did? And some of you, this is going to be your journaling homework. Not to do right now, but at a time that you feel good. And you can write this down. If I were leading my own life, what would it look like? What would it be? How would it be different? And if you did answer no, who do you believe is leading it? Who are you handing your power away to? When did that begin? When did you start handing your power away? Can you call your power back from the people that you currently believe are leading your life? Or if you don't believe it's people, what I'm receiving is it a distorted connection to the perceived God in your imagination? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so if you can resonate with that, if you feel like I've been letting a version that I've created in my own consciousness of God to lead my life. That's very tender. And there's likely a lot of religious programming to work through. And I invite you to enter into that realm with loving kindness and care, because it's a lot to untangle there. But if you said yes, if you said yes, I am leading my own life, but you're not, let's say, enjoying your life. So if you feel like I've already taken control, I've taken the wheel of my own life, I'm driving my own life, I'm making the decisions, I'm functioning with cosmic choice, etc., but you're not liking what's out there, or you're not liking your external reality, then your journaling homework is, how can I lead my life with more love? That's your journaling homework. You might be able to change it, but it's going to take time. So it starts with intention. So whether you feel you're leading your life or not, this is the time, this is the moment in our humanity's history to get really clear about your intentions for this. And then, are you being the leader you wish you had? Also, they're showing me a box with the word leader on it, and they're showing me that within this is another practice you might want to do on your own for self-healing. But like, figure out how you're relating to leadership as a concept, because that could be where your treasure lies. So your treasure could lie more in your reprogramming of what this even is to lead your own life. But some of you, so I'm seeing kind of groups, and I'm seeing some of you are really calling your power back, and you're realizing that you really weren't leading your life. You were kind of just letting society lead your life, or people in your life lead your life. And if that's the case, it's a power back. It's a calling power back process. But if you're feeling like, yes, I am leading my life, I am sovereign, I am in control of what how I'm choosing to respond to my life, okay, let's say, then, and you feel like if it's on point and you feel like it's great, there's probably no work to be done in this area, and this is just a silly conversation that you're witnessing. But yeah, I think that's it. It's funny that you say that, to go where no human has gone before, because humans have been everywhere on this earth. And there's been humans on this earth for many millions of years. It's just, we don't get it. We don't get it. We can try, but we don't. We don't get it. We don't get it very well. So you might go to a land that you think no humans have been there, and they probably have. They're maybe really far underground. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so it's interesting. So if you feel like your mission is to do something that no human has ever done, I don't like to be this person in your life, but I will be, and that's your ego. Just so you know. I'm sure that there's soulful parts of it. I'm sure that your soul really wants to explore, but the ego is the one that says, I want to be the first one. I want to be the only one. I want to be the best at this. That's the ego. Just so you know, just in case there's any need for clearing of those tune-ins. I mean, but certain creations we'd create would be unique. Yeah. It's also, this is like, we don't understand what we are as humans. And that we're like seeded by many star beings. We're like an amalgam. We're like an amalgam of the star beings. We're like the mixing pot of the star beings. We're like the melting pot of the star beings. We have lots and lots of different star system DNA in our body right now. All of us, each and every single one of us. It's just we've been taught to access 1% of our DNA, so that's what we do. And there's a lot of people that really want you to focus on that, only that one part of your DNA that is very human. They don't want you to access the parts of you that are beyond this body, because then you won't need them, and then they can't control what you buy. I literally want nothing but to share new experience with people I love. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. The soul, I've asked this before. Yes, Michael. And I believe we're all fractals of God. I also don't believe in God as a man. I believe in God as an omnipresent, omnipotent, infinite, unconditional love force that is through and permeating through all beings. It's just that with programming and with the false matrices, they can be very convincing to take you away from this truth. Yeah. So it's, people wonder, like, why did so many beings want to take me out of my power and take me away from my truth and take me away from my center? It's just kind of the way that the matrix falls out and goes through generational lines. But you can clear it. Yeah, I personally believe that. This is also the 10-year anniversary, if I can say that, of my NDE. So let's get one or two more dragons. I feel like whatever's going to come through tomorrow is going to be pretty potent, because I'm feeling like the seed of it today. Yeah, and you can go where no quote-unquote man has gone before. That's fine. But okay, so let's just say that you want to do that. You're gonna do that, okay? And then what? So you see, this is kind of how we can do this thing where it's like you might, I want to manifest $10,000 or something, and then you manifest $10,000, and then what? So if we set these goal posts, and the goal posts are, let's say, from the ego. Once we reach the goal post will dissolve. It won't feel very good. It'll just be another thing you checked off your box and moved off your list. Now, if it's a goal post, let's say that your soul is nudging you towards, once you get to that goal post, plenty other of goal posts will be birthed from that one goal post. So let's say like your soul is calling you to a specific land or a specific location on the earth, because you're meant to go there and activate soul remembrance. Okay? This is what I'm talking about here. So if you're called to go somewhere and you're called to go activate soul remembrance, once you get to that land or that adventure or that quest, more will open up from there. But again, if it's from the ego, you'll take a picture and be like, okay, cool, post it to Instagram and you're done. You know? I hope that I'm making my message clear, because I am seeing it's a small fragment of ego-ness over something that could be very soulful. But again, we just want to be mindful of those things that we're doing strictly for validation, or strictly to get the gold star, or strictly because we want so-and-so to see us in a certain light. That's the stuff that is not worth your pursuit. It's just not worth your pursuit. Because again, when you get there and you do it, it's gonna feel really cheap. It's gonna feel plasticky. It's gonna feel kind of plasticky, like impermanent. I don't know how to explain this. Archangel Gabriel's dragon brings purification. Self-discipline will seed ascension and bring joy. Yeah, the ego's pretty good at what it's doing, okay? And I consider the ego the belief data bank. So it's the place where we're storing all of our beliefs. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. So we're getting a boost of purity here in the transmission. What a beautiful time for it to arrive. Soul alignment is very subtle, but more powerful feeling than any I don't know that word. Gift that feels powerful. Let's read this. Let's read it. Astral, okay. Although the astral is very soulful too. The astral realm is very soulful too. We're meant to receive nuggets there. We're meant to receive. What I'm hearing right now is that in the astral realm, we're getting keys and codes for the new human and the new future and the new earth. So it's a valuable place. Your dreams are very significant. They're not meaningless. They're actually very meaningful. Archangel Gabriel's Dragon. I think it's like the highest dimensional because the archangels. Oh, fifth dimensional. Archangel Gabriel as fifth dimensional. I don't tune into it that way. That's interesting. Okay. Fifth dimensional diamond white dragons serve Archangel Gabriel, the mighty pure white angel of clarity, joy, and hope. When we are ready to connect more deeply to him, his dragons shine their crystal light into our energy fields and physical body, allowing deep cleansing and purification to take place. I'm seeing that happening right now. Some of you are getting a kiss of diamond light. They light up our true essence and we become transparent to the spiritual world. This means that all the lower energies that have not been released from our auric field become visible. This is important. So as we're releasing stuff that was in our ego, the first time we see it, it's going to be like, ugh. Okay? It's like, ugh, that was there? What? Ugh. We move forward. So it is important to forgive. Yeah. Love and respect ourselves and others so that our aura becomes totally clear. Then the dragons will rejoice, for we are ready to walk the diamond ascension path. They will lead the way, clearing and energizing our sparkling new high-frequency journey and bringing us clarity, hope, and joy so that Archangel Gabriel with his diamond wings can overlight us. And this is the guidance piece. Ooh, I feel these angels. Ooh, I feel the angels. I feel the dragons. Eee. Ooh. Ooh. Light language squeals. What? Receiving this card implies you are expected to cooperate with Archangel Gabriel's diamond white dragons using self-examination and self-discipline to accelerate your ascension. The dragons can then illuminate you internally with happiness, clarity, and higher expectation. Okay, I'm getting this image right now. As I'm reading this, I'm seeing that some of you have a distorted connection to the word discipline because some of you got toxic discipline. But discipline itself, the pure version of discipline, is very powerful, very necessary, especially while we're here in these human bodies. Discipline is very important. But what they're showing me is that if we got toxic discipline, let's say, like a distortionary form of discipline, it's like ancestral wounded discipline, like masculine is definitely the energy I'm feeling. If something like that came through, then we might disconnect, let's say, from discipline entirely. And what we're being asked to do here is tune into pure discipline, like the type of soulful discipline that has us show up to our healing practices, show up to our sit with self each day. Call this meditation, call this self-practice, call this your prayer. You will become a shining beacon and will automatically radiate light that shows others the way. You will have earned the light to be a walking master. I'm also seeing these walking masters. They're doing less of teaching people how they became a master, and they're doing more teaching through their embodiment alone. So these walking masters are teaching the people around them, but not through the way of saying, this is how to do it, through the way of just embodying it. And that's such a more powerful way of teaching than to sit down and say, this is how you do it. You will carry in your fields the glorious light of Archangel Gabriel's cosmic diamond, which is a life-transforming ascension tool. The diamond white dragons will swirl and dance around you. I'm seeing that happen right now. Ensuring that the glittering, shimmering cosmic diamond stays securely in place over your energy field. It will protect your aura and fill you with joy, purity, and bliss. Oh, I'm the feeling diamond light that is streaming down from source through my vessel into my heart, into the earth, and then out my hands. They're just asking me to flow this. My hand chakras are tingling like crazy. Hopefully you all can feel this a little bit. Okay. They really are. They're tingling like crazy. It's wild. Okay. I'm seeing some of your guides like, I don't know how to explain this. I'll try. They're like stamping diamonds like over your chakras, like different, each of you is getting different chakras with these stampings. So some of you, like I'm seeing some groups are getting it on the third eye. Some groups are getting it in the solar plexus, especially if you felt disconnected from confidence, they're stamping it over your solar plexus. And then the root. Especially those of you that had healing with discipline today, they're stamping these diamonds over your root. And then the sacral too. So they're showing me the sacral is getting this diamond reinfusion of truth to help you with any kind of areas where there's relational ties that started to distort the frequency, the embodiment of discipline. I hope this is making sense because I don't have a whole lot of words for what's coming through. Okay, now they're taking a giant diamond and they're putting it over the backs of all of our fields. And they're saying, okay, this diamond is being put into place so that you may close the chapter on all of these distortionary resonances, distortionary attachments, distortionary self-concepts. We are placing this diamond here, we the dragons of the fifth dimension. We are placing this diamond here so that you may gracefully and smoothly move forth into the embodiment of your soul that is pure. Into the embodiment of your soul that is natural. We're assisting you to release these cords so that you can now embody this free flow of your essence. It was never meant to be tangled, tied up, stuck, dense, limited. It was never meant for this, so you can let this go. Thank you, Magical Mike 777. Okay, I think that they're done. Let me see if they're doing anything else. They're doing like lots of things, but I'm just going to sit. I'm just going to sit. I'm seeing lotuses. I'm seeing orchids and lilies. Lotuses, orchids, and lilies. Okay. I like those flowers. But it seems like these are more mentions for each of you. All right. Okay. Thank you, dragons. Let's just give a thanks to the dragons. Oh! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a little aura clearing for us before I close it out for the day. Again, remember part 2 will be tomorrow. I don't know what part 2 will be, but the dragons will be here. I can tell you that. I'll be here. Some of you will be here, hopefully, if you can. Also, these transmissions get put in my energy healing membership, which is $11 a month, first week free. There's a whole lot in there. I'm not here to gatekeep, but I do need to keep this roof above us, you know what I'm saying, okay? So I'm not here to gouge, but I'm here to help. So then if anything came up in your aura today, or you saw it in your ego field and you're like, wow, I didn't even know that that was there. We're going to be sending love and just doing a little clearing in that aura just so that you can really be all of you. You returned to more of you today. This was your doing. Yes, you were assisted. Okay, I assisted you, and the dragons assisted you, and your guides assisted you, but it was you. These things that you're getting shifts from, and you're getting, hi Pat, the things that you're really getting these benefits from, I really, I deeply desire for you to recognize that it was more of you. It wasn't, it wasn't me, and it wasn't someone else, it was you. Thanks for being here, Hannah. And then I'm also seeing about the discipline piece that there's feminine discipline. So some of us need to lean into the feminine discipline. Maybe we were leaning more heavily into the masculine discipline, but they're showing me discipline itself is a neutral energy. So that really helps me to hear, actually. So how can we lean into our, how can we have a balance of masculine and feminine within our disciplinary structures of self, of families, of groups we're leading or stewarding? All right, so let's take one deep breath together. I think part 2 is going to be extra special. I can feel it already. And thank you all for joining. This was not planned or expected, so you can trust that you being here was meant to be. Let's take a deep breath. Hold. 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 And release. Be sure to hydrate. And namaste.